Hello, and I'd like to welcome you all once again to the old schoolhouse here in the hamlet of Butterstone, in the village of Butterstone in Perthshire in Scotland for another one of our wee Saturday night half hours. And thank you for tuning in. Now, my heart's going to be a bit fast because just before we came on air, we had a thunderstorm went by, and it knocked out it knocked out the mast for the internet. Luckily, we just have a brand new satellite which we've got for backup, so we're able to switch it onto that. But we've never used this before, so we're hoping that it works okay. And if anything goes wrong, that'll be the problem. But the rain's still thundering down outside, so that's that. I'd like to thank all the folk. It's been a really busy week. We had our show on Wednesday up at Carney Stellings with the real live audience, and thanks to all the folk who bought tickets for that, and all the folk that came along. We had a great night, and it's a wonderful kind of setting for a weekend of exclusive kind of audience like that, and the broadcast. It was great fun, but it meant we moved a lot of equipment this week, and then I had to go and rent a big old van to move my sister who was moving house, and so I've had a very hectic week. And then this evening, I was so excited today because I had 2 cucumbers, the first 2 cucumbers on my cucumber plants. And I was going to show them to you tonight. I had them all set aside, and just before we came on, I said to Jenny, I says, "So where's the cucumbers?" And she says, "Oh, I cut them up and had them in their salad for our tea." And I went, "Oh no!" So anyway, I had 2 beautiful cucumbers. You might see photographs of them on the Facebook. So I thought I would start with a couple of unusual songs of mine. This first one's kind of sad, but I wrote it years ago after learning about the big oil spill. I think it was called the Deepwater Horizon oil spill, and I read this article which was talking about the birds and how terrible it was for the birds, because things like there were some birds who were flying around and couldn't land, and the spill was so big that they ended up just flying round and round and round until they were exhausted, and then just sort of had to fall into the. And then other divers that had dived under the through the oil and then couldn't find out what way the surface was because it was so dark. They didn't know what was up or something. It was really tragic. So I wrote this wee song about that. So sorry to start off with a wee sad song, but I thought it'd be quite nice to do something different from what I. Across the ocean the wind blows silent. What a tale of sorrow it brings. And listen how the force that so roar and violent sings. Stand ashore, watch the broad horizon, knowing what it might hide, washing up a great storm of tears on every tide. And then we cried, and then we cried. He dives down to never surface. What happened to the sun shining light? Forever to be lost in the long and darkest night. And she soars down in endless circles, to that final fateful flight, falling through the changes out and out of sight. And then we cried, and then we cried. How could it have come to be this from a vision so endless and true? How could it have come to be this? Will all things renew? Is it there only for our taking? Will solution bring more fear? A long-forgotten rhythm so close, but ever near. Stand ashore, watch the broad horizon, never knowing what it might bring. Washing up a great storm of tears on every tide. And then we cried. And then we cried. And then we cried. And then we cried. Thank you very much. And that was my attempt at a very, very old song of mine. Now, I had the words all organised before I started singing it, and because of all the panic we've had here trying to kind of resurrect our internet connection, my mind went kind of a bit of a blank. But you're going to get the gist of the song anyway. You can tune in sometime and maybe I'll manage to sing it and get the words right. Anyway, we'll continue. But anyway, apart from that, wasn't Mr. Tatty Faces, could you please welcome to the stage the wonderful Tatty Faces, who will be accompanying me for the next half hour? And weren't these notes by Mr. Tattyface just magnificent? I'm going to do a couple of songs now with choruses, and we've become a bit of a kind of we've become kind of well known for our choruses here at the old school. And this let me make sure I get the right guitar. There we go. And so I'm not going to go into the choruses too much, because I know that the global choir has been getting pretty good at picking up lyrics as we go along. And this song's a bit about friendship, and so we'll have a wee go at it and see how we get on. And here we go. And I've got a couple of things to say just before we start. People are tuned in already from South Carolina, Denmark, Netherlands, Massachusetts, Morecambe in England, and somebody's in a boat in the Baltic Sea in San Francisco, Texas, and Gurek. Gurek's a great place. And where? Germany as well. So we'll try this and see. Here are the changes we hoped would never come, and all the other great mistakes compounded into one. A heaven for the hunger, a poison for the pain, until pieces of the strength to dream are all that will remain. For hearts can never hide, can never hide. Hearts must hold the soul and open wide. Unchained we run, unchained inside, unchained we dance against the tide. That's the chorus. It's got a lot of words in it, but you want to try it? We'll do it again and see if we can get it. Go on. Hearts can never hide, can never hide. Hearts must hold the soul and open wide. Unchained we run, unchained inside. Unchained we dance against the tide. He stands contented in the place where he has grown. He knows the light will fade, to fade into the dawn. His word is open, his hand when given strong. And he senses who to trust and who needs to belong. For hearts can never hide, can never hide. Hearts must hold the soul and open wide. Unchained we run, unchained inside. Unchained we dance against the tide. Time stands unchallenged at the falling of the years. It weaves its shadowed shapes through all our hopes and fears. A heaven for the hunger, a poison for the pain, until pieces of the strength, the dream, are all that will remain, are all that will remain. For hearts can never hide, can never hide. Hearts must hold the soul and open wide. Unchained we run, unchained inside. Unchained we dance against the tide. I'll try that again, man, to get the global choir a wee go at that and see how you go. And the words that you don't know, you can just kind of make them up. We'll do it one more time, go on. And hearts can never hide, can never hide. Hearts must hold the soul and open wide. Unchained we run, unchained inside. Unchained we dance against the tide. We dance against the tide. We Whew, thank you very much, and well done, folks. You were getting it. You were getting very close to that chorus. I'm very impressed. I was getting some vibes going on in the old school here, in through the walls of the global, the globalness of it all. And I'll continue in this tuning, and this was I chose to do this song, which I haven't done for a long time either, and it's a song about. Song about transportation, and it's actually got two bits of the chorus that you can sing. One is the easy bit, and then there's the more complicated bit, and I'll teach you the easy bit first. The easy bit is you sing "On the Trail of the Survivor," and that's all you have to sing. That comes at the end of the. And then, if you're feeling a bit more adventurous, you can sing, "Oh, the shy ones bleed while the sure ones fail on the trail of the survivor. And the trade winds blow." I'm having a wee senior moment there. "And the trade winds blow through a burning sail on the trail of the survivor." So it's the shy ones bleed and the sure ones fail on the trail of the survivor. And the trade winds blow through a burning sail on the trail of the survivor. And so we'll try it and see how it goes. Mr. Damn, Dougie, groove, Oh, they tell their tales to the wide young eyes of the fertile plains and the cloudless skies, but honesty must take the strain where lies move fast like a roaring train, and the shy ones bleed while the sure ones fail on the trail of the survivor. And the trade winds blow through burning sail on the trail of the survivor. Let's go, let's start that again. And the shy ones bleed while the sure ones fail on the trail of the survivor. And the trade winds blow through a burning sail on the trail of the survivor. And they make their moves round the virgin light, leave their filthy stains on the clear and bright. But hope can never be restrained, where eyes move fast like a nailed and chain, and the shy ones bleed while the sure ones fail on the trail of the survivor. And the trade winds blow through a burning sail on the trail of the survivor. So when sleep will come, it comes to us all, and some will faint and some will fall, but Athel's children rise and fall, and Athel's children we rise and fall, and the shy ones bleed while the sure ones fail on your own? Are you all ready? Make a bit of noise out there in Global Choir Land. Go. Fantastic, man. Wasn't that fantastic? So fantastic, I think we'll do it again with a wee harmony or two. Here we go. Of the fertile plains and the cloudless skies, but honesty must take the strain, where lies move fast like a roaring train, and the shy ones bleed while the sure ones fail on the trail of the survivor. And the trade winds blow through a burning sail on the trail of the survivor. And the shy ones bleed while the sure ones fail. And the shy ones bleed while the sure ones fail. And the shy ones bleed while the sure ones fail on the trail of the survivor, on the trail of the survivor. Thank you very much. Well done, folks. I think you were getting all the words there. Actually, I was getting a sensation that you were getting all the words that Jenny just shouted that you guys were getting the words better than I was. Actually. But that sometimes happens when you're doing kind of live streaming shows. You know, you sometimes have little senior moments where one line of a verse will just disappear or get mixed up with another line. But that's fine. That's why we do this live, and that's why it's good fun, isn't it, Mr. Tattyface? So we're getting near the end of our wee Saturday half hour. I mean, it's been, like I said, it's been a busy week, and I'm hoping you're getting this with our new satellite. Be really interested to hear from you and how the signal went out, because it's very new. We've never used it before, and we had to do a very big, quick changeover just about 5 minutes before we went on air tonight. So I don't know how it's working. So I would really appreciate that, and let us know where you're coming from. And we're going to do this as it's kind of I had a lot of requests for this wee song. It's not a sad song. It's actually a very. Oh, my strap. It's although it deals with a kind of sad subject matter, and I wrote this song after losing my Uncle Bob, who, when I was growing up, I had my bachelor Uncle Bob who lived with us, and I thought everybody had a mum and a dad and an Uncle Bob, and he was always there, and he was always in the house, and it was brilliant, you know, because whenever you'd fallen out with your father or your mother, Uncle Bob was always there, you know, and then. When I became a teenager, it was really handy for borrowing the odd pound from if I was going dancing or that, you know, and I was broken. And it was the first person and sort of close person that I lost. And so I wrote this wee song because somebody had said to me that they don't leave, they just hide in the wind. And I thought that was a lovely way of kind of thinking about that. And then I wrote a verse about Jenny's mum, who sadly passed away when Jenny was quite young with cancer, and she was a piano player. She actually played piano with the Sydney Symphony Orchestra. Another one of her claims to fame was that she backed the Bee Gees when they were like teenagers at high school. Anyway, so I thought I would incorporate that in the song. So it's Just having a wee mouthful of Nigel's port here. Those of you who are, you might not have had tickets for the live stream, but Nigel's the guy that's been supplying me with the vintage port for the last 142 shows that I've done here, and it's been brilliant. You know, he keeps bringing another bottle and another bottle and another bottle, and so he was at the live show on Wednesday. So I got him to come up on this, up to the stage to give a wee bow so that people could see who I was talking about. Anyway. Yeah, so this song was requested by a couple of people, so I'm going to read out the requests. And it was requested for Mary and Morris Loader in Mortimer, Berkshire, England. Mary and Morris are... Hi, Mary and Morris. We know Mary and Morris. Sue and Dave Ayal in Matat in Israel. We know Sue and Dave as well. And Ivan Aldridge in Brisbane, Australia. And they requested this wee song, so we'll finish up tonight's wee half hour with this. And it's called Hide in the Wind. Well, we go at it, see how we go on. Time has come, the light is leaving, and what was sure will soon be gone. And what was certain falls and fades away. And though we search, the fields are empty, and through the forest there's not a sign. The words we shared, we can no longer say, but they hide in the wind, hide in the wind, they hide, they never leave us. They hide in the wind, hide in the wind, they hide, ready to lead us home. Oh, Julie sang and played piano. She taught her little ones the same. Follow your dreams, let no one bend your way. For some the day will last a lifetime, for others it's a moment long. It all flows endless, dark into the grave. But they hide in the wind, hide in the wind, they hide, they never leave us. They hide in the wind, hide in the wind, they hide, ready to lead us home. So in this silent place you'll find us, where troubles lie to we sow must grow from where they lie. Oh, the time has come, the light is leaving, and what was sure will soon be gone. And what was certain falls and fades away. But they hide in the wind, hide in the wind, they hide, they never leave us. They hide in the wind, hide in the wind, they hide, ready to lead us home. You want to try singing that? We'll do one more time and you can sing along with me. Go on. They hide in the wind, hide in the wind, they hide, they never leave us. They hide in the wind, they hide in the wind, they hide, ready to lead us home. To lead us home. Thank you very much, and that's my wee song, Hide in the Wind. And I don't know if you heard in the middle of that, it was quite spooky. There was an incredible crash of thunder outside the old school here in the middle of that song. The thing that it put the hairs up on the back of my neck, actually. It was just kind of very strange, very strange. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed your wee half hour. Thanks for joining us. Hope that you got the signal okay with our new satellite. And if that works, it's going to be brilliant because it gives us a wee backup, because we're out in rural Perthshire here and the internet connection is very kind of, it's not very solid, you know. So we're kind of always on tenterhooks wondering if it's going to cut off. I think, yeah, so now a couple of wee things. There's not going to be a show next weekend, a live show next weekend, because I'm heading down to Wales to play at a festival. Hear the thunder? I'm heading down to Wales to play at a festival. So that's why we did the two things this week. So we've had a very busy week this week, but I'll be back the week after that. But I'm going down to Wales to this festival, and that's pretty well it. I'm just enough to say thanks to Jen for pressing the buttons up there and keeping me right, and to Julie and Taj and Jamie and Carla and them who are all monitoring this. They're all terrified that. Oh yeah, if the live one that I did, you can still buy a ticket for the recording of that, which is on Dougie MacLean Live, if you want to have a wee look at what it was like up there at Carney, which is brilliant. And thank you again to the Tatty Faces, to yourselves. Now, all stay cheery. You know, the world is becoming a really strange place. There's some, terrible things going on. And, it gets kind of, just when you think it's as bad as it can get, it just gets another wee bit worse. And so, but you all look after yourselves, take care of each other, and smile like a tatty face. And I'll see you in a couple of weeks. And, Aichava, and night now.